Live from the BDN Studios, it's Bang and Dang.
That's awesome.
If you don't like that, then
You ain't black.
Welcome back to According to Wikipedia, the only show on the internet and podcast outlets that is too lazy to do any research and make an episode their own, so they just resort to reading Wikipedia articles. That's us on According to Wikipedia.
we put our spin on it.
Well, just kidding, guys. We do read Wikipedia articles, though, but we read them so you don't have to.
And we don't read them letter by letter.
Well, sometimes.
Word by
Well,
word.
we also react to them and maybe give
Kind of like
some
reaction video.
Right, it's a reaction video to it's an article reaction video.
Speaking of that.
Anyways, go check out our YouTube. Speaking of how far we've gotten, I'm trying to grow that bad boy and putting a lot of focus on it in the last couple months. We're on the roll to 500 subscribers. Yeah, might not be seen much, but about 3 months ago we only had 13, so
Right.
we're almost at 500. Putting in the work, trying to get that up. So at Bang Dang Network over on YouTube, give us a subscription. We got full episodes of all of our podcasts that we do. Clips.
Don't cost nothing. Just
Right,
do it.
costs not a damn thing, but except for the only thing that it's going to cost is space in your subscription
Right.
bar over there. We also have our exclusive YouTube dart series. We played darts under 62 game season between the both of us.
And boy, do you guys got a couple seasons ahead of you. Couple 4.
We're on season 3 of 8 recorded already, so that gives you the idea of kind of content that we still have to come over there. And if you're just listening on Spotify or Apple, make sure you give us a review and let us know how you're liking this type of stuff. If you want to hear more or what you want to hear, we're always open for some stuff.
History will be made.
History will be made, and history was made by this guy who the subject of today's article is Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero, who dies the week of this recording of when this is coming out, November 13th, 2005. So it's kind of like a Eddie Guerrero tribute, I guess you could say.
Right.
If you're a wrestling fan, you're really going to enjoy it. If you're not a wrestling fan, I mean, he's still got a pretty interesting story, I guess.
Right.
Is Eddie Guerrero. Everybody's heard of Eddie Guerrero.
You think so?
Unless you're under 20.
Lies, cheat, and steal, baby.
Right. He was an American professional wrestler. We know this. He was
His
best
real
known.
name was Eduardo
His
Gory.
Eduardo Gory Guerrero Lanes. He was best known for his tenures in WWE and WCW and ECW and New Japan and AAA. And but he's best known in those two. He's a prominent member of the Guerrero wrestling family, being the son of the first generation wrestler Gory Guerrero. He's widely considered, is widely considered to be one of the greatest and most influential professional wrestlers of all time.
He's pretty decent. Guerrero was born and raised in El Paso, Texas, where he graduated from Thomas Jefferson High School in 1985. He attended the University of New Mexico, and also he went to New Mexico Highlands University after that on an athletic scholarship. It was there that Guerrero entered the collegiate wrestling before moving to Mexico to train as a professional wrestler.
He sure did, and he followed in the footsteps of his brothers and father, who had also wrestled in Mexico. As a boy, he would attend the wrestling promotions held by his father, Gory Guerrero, at the El Paso County Coliseum.
Nice.
Guerrero's father allowed him and his nephew, Chavo, to wrestle each other during intermissions.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
They've been wrestling each other since they was boys.
You ain't kidding. Let's take a look at his professional wrestling career. Earlier career, 1986 and 1992. He debuted in 1986, Eddie did. In 1989, he appeared in the World Wrestling Championship.
WWC, where the medium-sized guys, where the guys play,
Where the boys that are big play. 1989, he appeared for the World Championship Wrestling, which is WCW, as a jobber.
Yeah,
Most notably wrestling Terry Funk.
I'd say that's a damn good way to learn.
In 1991, he would return for Wrestle War, wrestling a dark match, teaming with Ultraman. Ultraman defeat Huckel and Rudy Boy Gonzalez.
Okay.
Eddie Guerrero, he wrestled as the original Mascara Magica.
Magica, maybe?
Magica? The Mascara Magica in the CMLL until his departure in 1992.
Well, he then left the company. Well, he left the company to pursue a career with
Is that the
AAA.
Central Mexican
CMML, isn't it the hockey league?
right.
Isn't it?
What is that? CH.
CMHL, right? Or CHML?
The
Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre.
Okay. All right. That was Mexico City. Sure. Mexico City's far in Mexico, dude.
Yeah, that's literally past the halfway point. Crazy.
Rough.
He then left. Well, he left the company to pursue a career with AAA, which is probably the biggest
Right.
Mexican wrestling promotion in the world today.
Yeah.
Although the Mascara Magica gimmick was popular, CMLL owned the rights to the character.
Can't do it.
Guerrero then appeared on a televised AAA show as Mascara Magica, only then to unmask himself along with the aid of his tag team partner that night, Octagon.
Oh.
Being physically attacked by the opposing tag team before doing so, though.
Okay.
So, I mean, they had to let everybody know
Right, who
in
it was.
Mexico, this is him.
Right.
But not anymore.
Right.
Right.
Okay, I get it. Well, in Mexico, Guerrero wrestled mainly for the Asistencia Historia y Administración, which is the AAA, teaming with El Hijo del Santo as the new version of La Perja Atomica, the atomic pair.
That's Spanish, so the J is an H.
La Pera Atomica, the atomic pair. The tag team of Gory Guerrero and El Santo.
Oh, so he was Gory Guerrero when he got there.
Oh. Cool. After Guerrero turned on Santo and allied with Art Barr, right, as the pair of terror, that's what they called himself, the duo became arguably the most hated tag team in Lucha Libre history.
Oh.
Along with Barr.
History, they say?
Right. Along with Barr, Conan, Chicano Power, and Madonna's boyfriend. Nice.
Who is that? That is Louis Mucciolo Jr.
Oh.
He was Madonna, so he must have been pretty popular in
Right.
AAA.
He's inventor of the Death Valley Driver.
Oh, no. Shame on you. No, I mean, it was cool when it happened, but now everybody does it.
Right. Yeah, and then Guerrero, he formed the Los Gringos Locos, the Crazy Americans, a villainous stable. He's like, we're going to be great.
Gringo meant white.
It is. American, basically, yeah. It's American.
Gringo is American or white?
It's northern.
It's a gringo, eh? Gringo?
Yeah, it's a northern.
I think it is American. I thought it always meant white guy, though.
Pretty much.
Guerrero later said that no matter how many people joined Los Gringos Locos, the stable was all about Barr. Locos feuded mostly with El Hijo del Santo and his partner Octagon. Octagon, there's Octagon.
Octagon.
Eventually ending in a hair versus mask match.
Of course,
always. Versus the first Lucha pay-per-view in America, when Worlds Collide, which they lost.
Oh, no.
Guerrero and Barr's first break would come when they were noticed in late 94 by owner of the ECW, Paul Heyman.
EC-Dub.
They were approached about wrestling for him in 1995.
Okay.
Well, Barr, however, died before he could join with Guerrero.
Oh,
damn, dude, they could have done some shit in ECW.
Right. Same story with all the other wrestlers, man.
Right.
It's crazy. Let's take a look at what happened in New Japan Pro Wrestling. 1992, Guerrero began wrestling in Japan for New Japan Wrestling.
That's from 92 to 96. Obviously, notably, he was in ECW at the same time because clearly you can go different places when you're not in the Federation.
Right. In Japan, he was known as the second incarnation of Black Tiger.
That's why Mexican restaurants. That's why Mexican wrestling is so confusing because you literally have 4, 5, 6 versions of the same character,
yeah,
and
like
it's like who's who
and all that shit. Yeah, that's crazy. He became more successful upon his return when he won the 1996 Best of the Super Juniors tournament of junior heavyweights. He received a shot at the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, the Great Sasuke, at Skydiving J. But he lost that match. What's the Skydiving J? Is that the
what is the Great Suzuki? Is that an arena?
Oh, the Great Suzuki. It's that guy.
His name was Great Suzuki at Skydiving J. Is that like an arena?
Right, yeah, Skydiving J.
I would assume, right?
Has to be.
But he lost the match anyways.
Of course he did.
Let's take a look at his time from. That's the only thing notably he did in New Japan Pro Wrestling in 4 years.
4 years, huh?
Yeah, take a look at his time in EC Dub, which is only in 1995 because he got picked up quick by WCW after that.
You ain't getting.
Guerrero won the ECW World Television Championship from Two Cold Scorpio in his debut match for ECW, April 8,
Paul Heyman.
1995.
He knows talent.
He went on to have a series of claim matches with Dean Malenko, before they both signed with WCW later that year. He lost the ECW Television Championship to Malenko July 21st, but Guerrero regained on the 28th. Ooh, back-to-back booking, back-to-back dropping.
They did that with the Cruiserweight, too, for a while.
Every title.
I hate it.
WCW did that with every title.
So stupid. So stupid. Guerrero lost the ECW Television Championship back to Cold Scorpio on August 25th, so he held it for a month. The next day, they had their last match, which ended in a draw in a 2 out of 3 falls at ECW Arena in Philly. After the match, the locker room emptied, and the two were carried around the ring by their fellow wrestlers while the crowd chanted, "Please don't go! Please don't go!
Also,
Please don't go!"
Scorpio was leaving too. Yeah, he did go to WCW for a minute. Well, let's take a look at his
What
world.
was his name?
Too Cold Scorpio.
In WCW? Really? Didn't he go to WWE, dude?
No.
You sure?
Definitely not.
Huh?
No.
Too cold. And
No, you're thinking of the other guy.
what's that guy's name?
It's something like that.
It's too cold and it's too sexy.
No, not too. You're thinking of the guy that was already in WWF that was like too something cold. Something.
Yeah, him and Lawler.
Too Cold Scorpio. Yeah.
Him and Lawler.
But he was from ECW. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that's Lawler's partner.
Not partner. They feuded for a minute, didn't they? Either or. Never went to WWE.
Yeah, he was too cold. Yeah, too cold. Too cold Scorpio.
Right, but he never was like there.
Yeah, he was with fucking, what's his face? They were tag team.
Yeah, he was in the Brawl for All. He was part of Al Snow's Job Squad. Sunday night, Shotgun Sunday night. But he did like literally nothing. The whole time.
Him and Lawler were never tag team partner? Yeah, it was too cold and too sexy.
No, he was Flash Funk.
Yeah,
that's
Flash
who you're
Funk.
thinking of. Flash
Yeah.
Funk, yes. And then he reverted to his Too Cold Scorpio name.
Right. Oh, Flash Funk, huh?
Flash Funk, yeah, he was. He did.
And Flying
when we
Scorpio.
first started watching the Watch Along, he was like,
And then his last
On
name
all
was
the time.
Too Old Scorpio. That's perfect.
I mean, good for him. Where was that at? That would have been an independent
Right now.
circuit, right?
Right
It's still
now.
going.
Too Old
Too
Scorpio
Old
defeated
Scorpio.
Kid Cash. Oh, he's in Booker T's Pro Wrestling Alliance.
That's not Booker T's. Booker T's is
Pro Wrestling Alliance.
whatever. Anyways,
That's what it was.
all right. Real loss. Please don't go. Yeah, let's take a look at his time in WCW from 95 to 2000. His debut plus some championship reigns from 95 to 97. We're going to look at first.
I think he had the television.
Well, we'll
title.
get there, won't we? Guerrero returned to WCW in late 95. Returned? I guess he was there earlier. Right. With Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit, with whom he had worked in NJWP and ECW.
Yeah.
During his first pay-per-view events, he competed in dark matches against Alex Wright.
Oh, jeez.
His first televised pay-per-view appearance
The
was...
dancing joyman.
Well, now he's the German Wall.
Right.
Or Berlin, or wherever, the Wall, or whatever the hell they call him. His first televised pay-per-view appearance was at World War III, where he competed in the 3-ring, 60-man World War III Battle Royale for the vacant WCW Championship.
Oh, no shit.
He was one of the final 9 men in the Battle Royal, notably being one of the only 2 men in the group to be under the age of 35, the other being the Giant.
Yeah.
Until he was tossed out of the ring by 4 Horsemen members.
Oh, I wonder who those guys were.
Well,
I
we
bet
know
it was
they were.
Arn and No, not Sullivan. Arn and
Who was in it then?
who was it?
Benoit.
Lex
yeah,
Luger.
Right away. 95?
McMichael didn't get there till later.
Oh, McMichael was there.
At first?
Yeah.
Oh, so
He was there when we started watching.
That was probably them two then.
McMichael and who else? Arn, Rick, and who was the fourth? Benoit was, but was he there?
Maybe.
He might have been.
I don't know. Okay, at Starrcade World Cup of Wrestling in December of 1995, Guerrero represented WCW in a WCW versus NGPW World Cup tournament, which saw him losing to Shinjiro Otani in the match. But WCW would go on to win the series 4-3.
Well, I would assume so.
1996, Guerrero received several shots at the United States title against Conan at Uncensored, Ric Flair at Hog Wild. He feuded with Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen during 1996 after Guerrero's partner Arn Anderson turned on him during a tag match against Ric Flair and Randy Savage.
Yeah, you remember when
Yeah.
Arn left and was like,
It was all a rib.
Late 96, he feuded with DDP after defeating him in a match at the Clash of Champions 33.
He didn't really feud with him, though.
He started feuding with DDP to steal his nickname of Lord of the Ring, but lost.
What?
Guerrero participated in a tournament for the vacant WCW
Wait,
US.
DDP's name was Lord of the Ring?
Remember they had that?
I don't remember that.
When we first started watching the Watch Along, they had like the little tournament. It was
Oh,
Lord of the Ring or whatever.
Yeah, that's what made
And
DDP.
Kimberly was still coming out with
Right.
DDP as his manager.
Because this is when he first started wrestling.
Right. Well, not first, but
Yeah, because he was a manager for
for a while.
Diamond Stud or
Diamond
whatever.
Stud, who is?
His razor.
But he had a bunch of people that he was managing.
Exactly.
Guerrero participated in a tournament for the vacant WCW United States Heavyweight Championship and defeated DDP in the final round at Starrcade to win it in December of 96. In 1997, Guerrero defended the United States Heavyweight Championship against Scott Norton at the Clash of Champions 34. Six, who is X-Pac in a ladder match at Sold Out, and Chris Jericho at Super Bowl 7. Look at him defending champion. That's what we call him.
Right. His reign came to an end, though, uncensored, when Dean Malenko
his old foe.
After losing the U.S. title, Guerrero feuded with Jericho, focusing on the Cruiserweight Championship. He challenged Jericho.
Created, I believe, as well.
Yeah, it just came along because all these guys were like, hey. He challenged Jericho for the title at Clash of Champions 35. Anybody lost. Guerrero demanded a rematch for that very title. In the opening match of Fall Brawl, Guerrero defeated Jericho to win that coveted WCW World Cruiserweight Championship. He dropped the Cruiserweight title to Rey Mysterio, though, at Halloween Havoc. Just a month later. So stupid. In a title versus mask match. Oh, where have we heard that before? Where Mysterio's mask was also on the line, clearly.
Yeah, they weren't unmasking him yet. No, they would, though, which was stupid. Yeah. November 10th episode of Monday Nitro of that year, he regained the Cruiserweight title from Mysterio and made a successful title defense against Mysterio at World War III. After retaining the title against Dean Malenko.
So Mysterio only had it for like a week. Well, because Halloween Havoc.
Probably the next night. Well, Halloween Havoc would be in October, obviously.
So a couple weeks.
Right.
Oh, wow.
After retaining the title against Dean Malenko in the opening bout of Starrcade December 97, Guerrero dropped the title to Ultimo Dragon the following day on December 29th episode of Nitro.
I dug that because Ultimo Dragon deserved it.
Ultimo Dragon's good.
Beast. Let's take a look at the old Latino World Order and the Filthy Animals, because the NWO was killing it strong. Then you had the BWO and ECW, and these guys were like, might as well, right? March 9th, 1998, episode of Monday Nitro. Guerrero's nephew, Chavo, he lost the old Booker T in a match. After that match, Booker T was looking for Hogan. He was like, coming for you. After the match, Guerrero delivered a suplex to Chavo for the main purpose of teaching him a lesson. I remember this little storyline they had there. Throughout the March episode of Thunder, he defeated his nephew Chavo in a match, and he forced him to become his slave.
Stupid.
At Uncensored, Chavo was forced to support Guerrero when he faced Booker T for Booker's WCW World Television Championship.
Well, Guerrero lost the match after receiving a missile dropkick. Guerrero and Chavo feuded with Ultimo Dragon. Chavo lost the Dragon at Spring Stampede. At Slamboree, Guerrero defeated Dragon, Ultimo Dragon, despite interference from Chavo. Yeah. After the match, Chavo kissed Eddie and began to display insane behavior. At the Great American Bash, Chavo got an upset victory over Guerrero.
Didn't he like roll him up or something? I think it was.
They face each other in a hair versus hair match at Bash at the Beach, which Guerrero won. Continuing to show his crazy.
Guerrero won. Which one?
Right. Obviously, Eddie.
Right.
Continuing, because it's just Chavo, man.
Right.
Continuing to show his crazy behavior, Chavo would shave his own head while Guerrero looked on in disbelief. Guerrero saved Chavo from beatings by Stevie Ray, seeming that he would align with Chavo, but he wanted his release. Oh, yeah, because remember when that real life stuff was happening and Guerrero was cutting promos in the ring? You remember that? Yeah. That was real.
That kind of helped Chavo's a little. Actually, didn't it? Because Chavo they could never do anything. He was all right.
He got over with the comedy gimmick with Pepe and shit in WWF.
Right.
Other than that,
yeah, it was rough. Despite his success and popularity, Eddie Guerrero had been one of many wrestlers who were very frustrated at never being given a chance to main event stars in WCW. These frustrations came to a head when Guerrero requested that old WCW president Eric Bischoff. He said, either push my character or give me a raise for family reasons. Hey, just give me more money. Right? Whatever, right? Bischoff responded by allegedly throwing coffee at Guerrero. However, in his autobiography, Guerrero states that Bischoff accidentally knocked his coffee off the table and that it was a complete accident that he was hit. Oh, I bet you Bischoff was pissed, though. He was like, what do you mean? I bet you they had a nice little argument.
Yeah, but I bet you it was just like his arm. He was probably talking and
he didn't throw it. Dude, Bischoff ain't I don't care.
Maybe. I don't know. Bischoff's.
It's true.
Could have been like, what are you going to do to me?
Yeah, what you can do, bitch?
Well, furious, Guerrero demanded Bischoff release him from his contract in a live episode of Nitro, which
I remember.
Clearly was a half shoot because nobody.
Right, because when's the last time we've seen Guerrero, dude?
He did the LWO after this. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009. 2009
I'm saying, in WCW.
I know, but he did it after this happened.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Really?
But he's been there, but he just hasn't done nothing. Because now he's like the Radicals or whatever. Remember, they're doing with Billy Kidman and shit. With, what's it called? Right. He's there, but he's there, I guess.
Yeah.
Furious, Guerrero demanded Bischoff release him from his contract in a live episode of Nitro. Guerrero then left the company for months, angry at Bischoff for what he had done.
Oh.
Well, clearly he didn't.
Right.
Okay. Guerrero later returned, leading to the belief that maybe Guerrero's angry speeches against Bischoff were a work. He later confirmed to be a work.
Right.
A work shoot, like I just said. He was telling the truth,
right.
But obviously he would never gone out there and being able to do anything on the mic.
Right.
If it was real. Guerrero would later contradict himself on WWE's DVD Monday Night War, claiming that he tried to put personal differences aside for good of the company, yet found himself angry and outraged once more because of Bischoff's supposed continued refusal to elevate Guerrero and other similar wrestlers. Well, yeah, so he was pissed afterwards, but when he kept on saying
he's not second guess, or what do they call it? He's not contradicting himself because clearly he had that issue. But Bischoff, being the guy he was and wants to get ratings, is like, dude.
But this article's like he contradicted himself.
Right.
No, he said the shoot on Nitro was a work shoot.
Right.
But obviously after things calmed down, he still got fucked over. So he still fucking hated him.
I guarantee you, Bischoff was like, dude, let's make this into a TV.
Well, clearly, obviously, why would you not?
Right. Let's make this into TV. Batch me. I don't care. If you can be a star, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, but the problem is they didn't do anything with it.
Right. Because it didn't go down with nobody.
Right.
Because WCW was freaking terrible. Hogan could have done that and no one would have cared. Hogan and Bischoff never feuded, did they? No, see? He let Brian Adams, Brian Adams, poor guy. He let Brian Adams pin him and get an upset victory in the match. On screen, Guerrero responded to Bischoff's actions by forming the Latino World Order, the LWO for life, which was a takeoff of the New World Order.
Clearly.
Right. The group was an answer to Bischoff's refusal to push Latino wrestlers in ways they felt they deserved. The LWO was formed in October 1997?
6.
7.
97.
6. 98.
Wait. 98.
Yeah, 98.
Right.
The LW was formed in October of 1998 when Guerrero returned to WCW television with Hector Garza and Damien. The group eventually grew to encompass almost all the Mexican wrestlers working for WCW at that very time.
I would assume it would. They mainly feuded with Rey Mysterio Jr. and Billy Kidman because they wanted Mysterio to join the group.
He did.
He faced Kidman in a match for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship, but Mysterio interfered and helped Kidman win the match and keep the title.
Yep.
However, Guerrero was involved in a car accident on New Year's Day in 1999 that cut short the LWO storyline.
Oh, shit.
After his return May 31st, 1999 on Monday Nitro, Guerrero became a founding member of the Filthy Animals alongside Rey Mysterio Jr. and Conan.
Yes.
Where we're at now.
Yeah, that's good shit. Well, they feuded with the Deadpool, which was the Insane Clown Posse and Vampiro. Yes, guys, the ICP was in wrestling. They received 2 straight victories over Deadpool at Road Wild and Fall Brawl. They next feuded with Revolution, with Shane Douglas and Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn. That's a hell of a stable there.
Right.
Guerrero was victorious over Saturn by disqualification in a singles match at Halloween Havoc. At Mayhem, the Animals, they lost to Revolution in a mixed tag team elimination match. When Vince Russo was fired as WCW Booker and replaced by old Kevin Sullivan, Guerrero asked for and he received his release from his contract on the 19th of January year. 2000.
That's because all those past storylines about this, Vince Russo was the one doing it.
Right.
And he knew
Right.
Sullivan was the booker before Russo.
Right. And,
they knew they were going to go right back to the same old.
Yeah. Well, when he left the WWE in 2000, he took Benoit, Malenko, and Saturn with him.
He signed with the WWE, not left.
Right. Yeah, he signed with WWE.
You said, well, when he left.
Oh, when he left, and then he signed with WWE.
Right. But you didn't say signed. Let's take a look at his time in World Wrestling Federation, the first stint.
Malenko went to WWE?
Obviously.
Really?
Moron. His first stint from
Malenko?
WWF was
Saturn
only
went to WWE?
2000.
Saturn and WWE.
You're an idiot.
Saturn was in WWE?
Obviously, the fucking front row shot of the four of them in the fucking audience.
Like, I know that.
Come on, you've watched every single documentary on the fucking Monday Night Wars.
I didn't, though. Yeah, but Saturn
Yes.
wrestled in WWE?
Yes.
Saturn?
Oh my god.
Malenko did? Malenko's still with WWE, isn't he?
No, he's in
he just went to AEW.
He's
But he
been
was
there
with
for like
W-
3 years.
Yeah, but he was with WWE until then.
Yes, he was. World Wrestling Federation. Let's take a look at his time. The first stint, 2000 to 2001. You can also look at the main article called The Radicals with a Z. Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, and Perry Saturn debuted in the WWF January 31st, 2000 on an episode of Raw's War as The Radicals, interfering in a match involving the New Age Outlaws, establishing themselves as faces.
Oh, okay.
During his first match with the WWF, a tag team match with Perry Saturn, which was against the Outlaws, Guerrero performed a frog splash off the top rope and dislocated his elbow when he landed the move. As a result, he was sidelined for several weeks. Yeah, that's a hell of a
He
debut.
still could have been on TV, though. Guerrero and Saturn had originally been booked to defeat the new Outlaw. Oh, Eddie and Saturn.
New old Outlaws.
Eddie and Saturn had originally been booked to defeat the New Age Outlaws, but due to his injury, Guerrero panicked and told Road Dogg, who was the tag team against Billy Gunn, he said, pin me, bud. Get it over with. After losing the tryout matches upon entry, the Radicals aligned themselves with WWF champion Triple H and became a heel faction.
All right, good for them. Man.
Really? They went with Triple H?
In March, Guerrero, who was wrestling as a heel, began pursuing the affections of China, who he referred to as his mamacita.
Yeah, la mamacita.
At the time, China was allies with Chris Jericho and initially rejected his advances.
Oh, but, you know.
The night after WrestleMania 2000 on the
She
April 3rd.
rejected Mark Henry's advances, too.
That's true.
For a minute.
Well, yeah, and then she beat the hell out of him on TV.
Yeah.
On the April 3rd, 2000 episode of Raw's War, Guerrero faced off against Jericho for the European Championship. During the match, China turned on Jericho and helped Guerrero win, and later explained her actions by declaring that she could not resist his Latino heat that he had.
Latino heat.
Shit, dude, and Latino heat is born,
Yeah,
baby.
After Eddie abandoned Lita to be attacked by the Dudley Boys, he and China began a feud.
Oh,
with,
shit, you remember S.A. Rios?
Yeah, S.A. Rios.
That's who Lita came in with.
Yeah, and Lita, ending in a European title defense at Backlash, which is also billed as the night of Guerrero's prom. He was said to have just earned his GED.
Oh, good for him.
Guerrero defeated Rios after arriving at ringside in 1957 Chevrolet Drop Top Impala. No, 57 Chevy Bel Air. Yeah, that's right.
Obviously.
Drop Top Bel Air. Even wrestling in his tuxedo pants and a bow tie.
First of all, if it's anything ever says 1957 Chevy, it's only one thing.
What is it?
Obviously. Bel Air. No fucking anything else would be, so it would say what it is. But a 1957 Chevy is exactly what it is.
There's like 5 different Bel Airs, though.
It doesn't matter. The 1957 Chevy is the Bel Air.
But there's like 5 different.
But it doesn't matter.
Was it the 110, 150?
Doesn't matter. Obviously, the classic red and fucking white one you see in anything of a 1957 Chevy.
So candy apple red and white with the skirts.
Actually, the skirts were always
Chrome, baby, chrome. Yeah, he wrestled in his pants and bow tie.
He did.
Oh, Eddie turned face, which is a good guy if
Yeah, good
non-wrestlers, and successfully
for you non-wrestlers. Like
and he successfully retained the title against former Radicals friend Saturn and Malenko in a triple threat match at Judgment Day.
Oh.
Before losing the title to Saturn at Fully Loaded. The two slowly began to become popular with the fans, but over the next few months, friction began to build between Guerrero and China.
As it does. China was upset when Guerrero pinned her to advance in the King of the Ring tournament. That'll do it.
I mean, what do you expect?
Then, at SummerSlam that August, Guerrero and China wrestled an intergender tag team match against Trish Stratus and Val Venus, who at the time was the reigning Intercontinental Champion. Val Venus was.
Which one? Trish Stratus?
Yeah, right. The Intercontinental Championship was on the line in the match.
Not China.
And whoever scored the pin would win the title.
Oh.
Guerrero's team won the match, but China scored the pin on Trish and became the two-time Intercontinental Champion. The only woman to ever win the championship. The Intercontinental Championship, by the way.
Twice.
Not only once, but twice.
Well,
Not only twice, but once.
all right. You can thank Chris Jericho for that. Although Guerrero, he said he did not mind that his partner was the champion. He did that on the 4th of September episode of Monday Night Raw. Raw is War. He went on to he went to WWF Commissioner Mick Foley, and he said that he wanted to be inserted in Chino's title defense against Kurt Angle, claiming that he did not want Angle to get hurt. Oh, to hurt? Oh.
Chinos.
Although Guerrero said he did not mind that his partner was a champion, it was fine. Mamacita's champion. And he did that on the 4th of September of episode of Raw. But then he went back to the WWE Commissioner Mick Foley, and he asked to be inserted into China's title defense against Kurt Angle, that is. That's the guy who won the gold medal with
a broken freaking neck.
And he's like, I don't want Angle to hurt his mamacita.
I don't want him to hurt my mamacita.
During the course of the match, Angle knocked down China with the title belt, and Guerrero laid on top of her. I remember that, trying to revive her. However, this resulted in Guerrero accidentally pinning China as her shoulders were still on the mat, and thus Guerrero won the match and his first ever Intercontinental Championship.
It's kind of the same feud they tried to pull with Triple H in China when China was
doing the King of the Ring.
No, doing the
King of the Ring.
I don't think it was King of the Ring.
Right.
It was like a triple threat or something for the title. And he was like, it was something. It was like a tournament for the title, and he was like, I need to take your place because he lost and she won or something. And then China became visibly uncomfortable as Guerrero began to cheat in order to retain his title, while Guerrero was upset that China was posing for Playboy.
Oh, yeah.
Even trying to invade the Playboy mansion to stop the photo shoot.
Yeah.
Just when it appeared that China would leave Guerrero, he proposed to her and she accepted. At Unforgiven, China helped Guerrero in retaining his title against Rikishi. The engagement was called off when Guerrero was caught showering with two of the Godfather's hoes, one of whom would later wrestle as Victoria, and he claimed that two mamacitas are better than one. You can't stop a player.
Wow.
Damn, broke her heart. And then she had to go and bang Kane or something. Who was she with? Oh, she was with Kane before this.
Yeah, X-Pac after.
Yeah, something weird.
Well, Eddie Guerrero turned heel again as a result of this very incident. Then the Radicals reunited, and they feuded with the reformed Degeneration X.
For the 17th incarnation.
Which was China, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, and K-Quick.
Let's Styles. Not Ron Killings, right?
Yeah.
R-Truth.
Nice.
K-Quick. Oh, damn, he was in DX win.
Right. They defeated DX at Survivor Series in an elimination tag team match. Assistant Triple H in his match with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh.
Wow. Guerrero was later defeated by Billy Gunn. He's a nice man. He did that for the Intercontinental Championship on Thanksgiving episode of SmackDown.
Oh, Gunn won it, yep.
Yep. Yeah. Billy Gunn. They're still pushing him at this time?
Look at him.
At the pay-per-view Rebellion, Guerrero and Malenko lost to Billy Gunn and China.
Oh, wow. Well, then Benoit left the group to focus on a singles career while the rest of the Radicals feuded with Lita and the Hardy Boys, who are Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. At Armageddon, another pay-per-view, the Radicals defeated the Hardy Boys and Lita in an elimination tag team match.
Oh.
Early 2001, Guerrero feuded with Chris Jericho, Benoit, and X-Pac over Jericho's Intercontinental Championship. At No Way Out, another pay-per-view, the four-man face.
That was a good match. Jericho, Benoit, X-Pac, and Guerrero, dude. Oh, man. Bet it was a good match. We're going to have to watch that. Maybe that'll be our next watch-along.
Well, it says early, 2001, number one, so we'll probably have it while we're still doing watch-along. Because No Way Out, I think, is February, right?
Right. I don't know.
And WCW seizes in March, so...
Right.
At No Way Out, a pay-per-view, the four men face each other in a fatal four-way match, which Jericho won.
Yeah.
Guerrero focused on the European Championship after that, feuding with champion Test.
Oh.
Defeated him at WrestleMania 17 to win his second European Championship with help from Perry Saturn and Malenko. Good for
that
you,
same
bud.
year, Triple H succumbed to The Undertaker.
And that same year was The Rock and Austin's epic match.
Was it 17?
Obviously.
In April, the radicalized Rattles.
Yeah.
The Radicals, they feuded with Test and his partners.
And others.
Eddie Guerrero would eventually...
Dude, we need to make a shirt. If we were more popular, dude, we'd fucking have a shirt that just says, and others.
Oh, jeez. Eddie Guerrero eventually left Radicals, siding with the Hardy Boys and Lita. At this point, Guerrero developed an addiction to pain medication stemming from his 1999 car accident.
This ain't no storyline, guys.
Right. And in May of 2001, was sent to rehab, missing the entire Invasion storyline.
Hey, dude, and I forgot that he wasn't even there for that, right?
Which featured his former WCW guys and WCW wrestlers when Vince McMahon was like, I own WCW.
And ECW.
Right. To explain his absence, a storyline was created where Guerrero was injured by Albert in a match. November 9, 2001. He was arrested for drunk driving, subsequently released by the WWE 3 days later.
He sure was, after which he returned to the independent circuit from 2001 to 2002.
I didn't know that.
Now it's making sense to me.
Damn, he was on Ring of Honor?
Independence.
Oh, shit.
Guerrero started wrestling on the independent circuit after his release from the WWF. February 23rd, 2002, he faced Super Crazy on the debut episode of Ring of Honor known as The Era of Honor Begins to crown the first ever IWA Intercontinental Champion. He lost the match. February 24th, he debuted in the Australian promotion World Wrestling All-Stars, WWA. Well, there's an S missing. At the Revolution, which is their pay-per-view, beating the champion, Juventud Guerrera, and Psychosis in a triple threat match for the WWA Intercontinental Cruiserweight Championship.
Fantastic.
Well, you guys are doing too much with championship names. No reason why it's got to be Intercontinental and Cruiserweight. What, you got an Intercontinental Heavyweight, too?
Right, that'd be fantastic.
Stupid.
They got a lot. March 1st, he defeated the champion CM Punk and Rey Mysterio in a triple threat match for the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Championship. What the hell was Rey Mysterio doing?
He wasn't wrestling. No, because he didn't go to WWF immediately afterwards. Yeah.
Right. Look at that shit. He dropped the title back to Punk one day after on the March of 2nd.
That's fine.
He vacated the WWA Cruiserweight title in April 2002 after returning to WWE.
Oh, but apparently he won it before then. they go from, this article goes from him losing it back to Punk, and then he vacates it a year later. Like, what happened in between?
Well, in between of that, he was in New Japan Wrestling.
Pro wrestling.
Brief period in March of 2002. This time he was unmasked.
Apparently he was masking the other independents too, which it didn't even say that.
Well, he
didn't mask.
He was a Mexican guy, though.
But it doesn't matter. It didn't say he was masked at all. You morons. Somebody needs to edit this episode.
Right.
This article.
Right. He aligned himself with the villainous Team 2000. And he primarily teamed with Black Tiger. Wasn't he Black Tiger anyway?
No. He was like Black something.
No, he was Black Tiger. Damn, so he teamed with his previous character.
No.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious right there.
He's known as the second incarnation of Black Tiger.
This dude teamed up with his own character.
That's some bullshit, dude. Let's take a look at his return to WWF and WWE. He was there from 2002 to 2005. We're first going to look at teaming with Chris Benoit in 2002. Guerrero returned to the WWF April 1st, 2002 episode of Raw, attacking Rob Van Dam. He feuded with Van Dam, defeating him for a second Intercontinental Championship at Backlash. After retaining the title against Van Dam at Insurrection and Judgment Day, he finally lost the title to Van Dam on the May 27th episode of Raw in a ladder match, in which a fan in an Edmonton Oilers jersey pushed him off the ladder.
Oh, shit.
Guerrero then feuded with Stone Cold Steve Austin, but Austin left the WWE before a match could take place.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Chris Benoit returned to the WWE the night Guerrero lost the title and reunited with him. Guerrero and Benoit feuded with Ric Flair for a while, and Guerrero lost a match to Flair at the King of the Ring.
I'm sure he did.
All right.
Let's take a look at the 1st of August, 2002. Guerrero and Benoit moved to WWE SmackDown. Guerrero feuded with Edge, to whom he lost at SummerSlam. Then he continued his feud with Edge, who he defeated at Unforgiven. They then had a no disqualification match 4 days after Unforgiven on SmackDown, which Edge won, thus ending the rivalry. Well, you can't win on a disqualification match, but I guess. With Benoit focusing on Kurt Angle, Guerrero aligned himself with nephew Chavo once again.
Wow, this is the Los Guerreros and championship reigns years from 2002 to 2004.
Which he formed the tag team Los Guerreros. In contrast to a previous WCW storyline, his nephew Chavo, he fully agreed with his uncle as their slogan stated. We lie, we cheat, we steal, but at least we're honest about it. We don't lie. At least we don't lie.
At least we don't lie about lying. Right.
Right.
To push the new tag team, vignettes were produced, which included things such as the two finagling their way into a rich lady's house and throwing a pool party.
Oh, look at that.
These segments marked the beginning of the rise of the popularity for the team, especially Eddie, who continued to use the mannerisms. The duo entered the 8-team tournament for the new WWE Tag Team Championship, sneaking past Rikishi and Mark Henry in the opening round, before starting a feud with the newly formed tag team of Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. One of the team's definitive moments, Chavo told Benoit that his former friend Guerrero was assaulted by his tag team partner Angle.
Oh. Wow. Benoit ran to make the save. only to have himself locked inside a room. Guerrero then appeared in the room and assaulted old Benoit with a steel chair. Benoit and Angle managed to overcome their differences and eventually defeated the Los Guerreros in the tournament semifinals. Later on, Benoit and Angle won them various tag team titles.
Good for them.
Benoit and Angle then fought for a trophy for being the first WWE Tag Team Champions.
So they were fighting over a trophy?
I guess. Much to Benoit's surprise, Los Guerreros helped him win this very match.
Right, well, good for them. At Survivor Series, Los Guerreros faced the new champions, Edge and Rey Mysterio, and the team of Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit for the titles. Guerrero made Mysterio submit to the Lasso from El Paso to win their first WWE Tag Team Championships. They turned face due to their popularity. They lost the titles to Team Angle, which was Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, on the February 6, 2003 episode of SmackDown. Los Guerreros and Team Angle began feuding with each other.
Of course.
They participated at WrestleMania 19 as contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championship, along with the team of Chris Benoit and Rhino.
Benoit and Rhino, huh? That's a hell of a duo.
Typical WWE, just throw anybody together for a tag team.
Right. Well, both teams lost to Team Angle in a triple threat match. Next pay-per-view Backlash, Los Guerreros lost to Team Angle again in the rematch. 5 days prior to Judgment Day, another pay-per-view for WWE, his real-life nephew Chavo tore his biceps, forcing Guerrero to look for another partner. He chose Tajiri.
Okay.
Tajiri, a little Japanese guy. And they won the WWE Tag Team Championships. This is Guerrero's second and Tajiri's first. They did that at Judgment Day, defeating Team Angle in a ladder match. That following week, Guerrero and Tajiri managed to retain their titles against Team Angle by cheating. Oh,
well, there you go. They also defeated Roddy Piper and his protege, Sean O'Hare, at Madison Square Garden. No, on the June 26th episode of SmackDown.
Didn't he try to do that same thing in WCW?
I don't know.
Piper?
No.
You sure?
I don't remember. After Guerrero and Tajiri lost the tag team championships to the world's greatest tag team, which is previously Team Angle, on the July 3rd episode of SmackDown, Guerrero turned on Tajiri, slamming his partner through a windshield of his lowrider truck, turning heel once again.
Oh, yeah. Gotta be heel, man. July, year 2003. Guerrero competed in a tournament for the United States Championship. He managed to advance to the final round, defeating Ultimo Dragon and Billy Gunn in the process, where he would meet Chris Benoit. Pay-per-view called Vengeance. Guerrero turned to his cheating tactics once again, hitting Benoit with a belt at one point in the match. Guerrero tried to get Benoit in trouble by placing the belt on top of the unconscious Benoit. It did not work, since he knocked out the referee earlier with the championship belt shot to the kidneys.
Jeez.
The match ended with interference and a gore from Rhino. That's a spear, guys. Benoit's partner, who was furious at the team's failure, that's Rhino. Guerrero pinned Benoit and won the U.S. Championship.
All right, cool. So
I take it
Rhino gored Benoit. Huh? At SummerSlam, Guerrero retained the title by defeating Rhino, Benoit, and Tajiri in a Fatal 4-way match. He quickly reverted to being a face by engaging in a rivalry with John Cena.
Whoa.
John Cena was heel? Oh, yeah, he was the thugonomics guy. September 11th episode of SmackDown, Guerrero challenged Cena to a Latino Heat parking lot brawl match for the United States Championship, which Guerrero won with help from his returning nephew, Chavo.
Fantastic.
The next week on SmackDown, Los Guerreros defeated the world's greatest tag team to win the WWE Tag Team Championship, making Guerrero a double champion. And it began his third tag title reign.
Look at that shit. Good for him, huh? Oh, Eddie Guerrero engaged in a feud with the Big Show after that, which involved Guerrero giving Big Show some laxative, Lace Barritos, and then later spraying Big Show from a sewage truck. Oh. The feud ended when Guerrero lost the U.S. Championship to the Big Show at No Mercy pay-per-view. And that belt looked like a little tiny...
Right.
Something on the Big Show.
Right.
4 days later, Los Guerreros, they lost their WWE Tag Team Championships to the Basham Bros, which were Danny and Doug Basham. Mm-hmm. They began feuding with the Basham Bros, but failed to regain the championship at the Survivor Series pay-per-view, Big Four pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. As Los Guerreros attempted to retain the titles, things began to go downhill between Chavo and Eddie.
Right.
As animosity began to build.
Title and the tag team titles.
Well, Chavo then attacked and turned on Guerrero after he suffered a beating from the Basham Brothers' January 8, 2004 episode of SmackDown.
Uh-oh.
Guerrero feuded with Chavo and defeated him at the Royal Rumble to settle their feud. After the match, Eddie attacked Chavo, causing him to bleed. Well, so it's not settled, huh?
Yeah, right. Let's take a look at the old WWE Championship, year 2004. Chris Benoit jumped to the Raw brand after winning the Royal Rumble match, using his title shot to go for Triple H's championship. He had the World Heavyweight Championship from WCW. Guerrero won a 15-man, for all you guys don't know, WCW and WE. merged in like 2001. Guerrero won the 15th.
Well, I'm pretty sure we said it earlier in this episode.
Yeah, Guerrero won a 15-man Royal Rumble match on January 29, 2004. Why was that 15-man?
Clearly after the Royal Rumble.
Oh, it was SmackDown. 2004 episode of SmackDown. He did that, and he earned a shot at the WWE Championship. After becoming the number one contender, Guerrero elevated himself to main event status. Began feuding with WWE Champion Brock Lesnar. At No Way Out, Guerrero defeated Lesnar in a shocking upset victory in the main event to win his very first WWE Championship. His very first heavyweight championship. The victory made, I guess United States. The victory made him a Triple Crown and a Grand Slam champion.
All right, his next feud was with Kurt Angle, whom he defeated at WrestleMania 20 to retain his title in his first big defense.
Wow.
At the end of this event, Guerrero celebrated in the ring with longtime friend Chris Benoit, who had just won Triple H's World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, shit.
The chair was very stiff, very deep. I know I don't have to
That's John Layfield. JBL.
Yeah, I don't know why that's here when it should be under this one. Well, in March, he started a feud with fellow Texan John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL, after JBL interrupted Guerrero's title match with Booker T. Rivalry would soon turn personal when a non-televised live event, JBL caused Guerrero's mother to suffer a kayfabe, which means storyline heart attack, while in attendance at ringside. At Judgment Day, Guerrero defended his title against JBL, retaining it after getting himself disqualified, hitting JBL with the championship title.
Oh. No shit. The match witnessed Guerrero bleeding heavily midway. I remember this match. Did we watch this? In the match, as a result of Guerrero performing a blade job, addicted to the old blade, after a stiff headshot ringside with a chair from old JBL. It was later explained that he cut too deep, thus hitting an artery. After the match concluded, Guerrero was persuaded to go to the hospital by WWE producer Bruce Pritchard, where his wound was stitched up, and he received some fluids through IV. And John Layfield, he said the chair shot was very stiff. Eddie went deep, very deep. I had no idea until I watched that tape back how much blood there was. I have seen some bloodbaths in Japan, Europe, Mexico, and Texas. I had been in several. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah, that was
good.
That was terrible.
At the Great American Bash, another pay-per-view, Guerrero defended the title against JBL in a Texas bull rope match. JBL won after Kurt Angle, who was the general manager of SmackDown at the time, reversed the decision after Guerrero appeared to have retained the title. Okay. July 8th episode of SmackDown, Guerrero pulled a switcheroo with Shannon Moore, who was wrestling as El Gran Luchador and wore the costume himself.
Oh.
July 15th episode of SmackDown, Guerrero faced JBL in a steel cage match for the title, where El Gran Luchador appeared again and caused Guerrero the match.
Oh, shit.
He later revealed himself as Kurt Angle in the costume.
Of course.
Thus, Guerrero continued his feud with Angle.
Mm-hmm. Take a look at some final storylines in his illustrious career. 2004-2005. SummerSlam. Guerrero lost to Angle after submitting to his ankle lock. Guerrero then aligned himself with the Big Show. Each week, Angle and his new allies, Luther Reigns and Mark Zindrak, began targeting Guerrero in the Big Show. Guerrero defeated Reigns. Luther Reigns, huh? Guerrero defeated Luther in a singles match at No Mercy. General Manager Theodore Long, he booked a Survivor Series elimination match between a team led by Guerrero and a team led by Angle. Guerrero's team consisted of himself, the Big Show, John Cena, replacing chosen Rey Mysterio, but he must have been injured, and old Rob Van Dam.
Well, at that Survivor Series, Guerrero's team defeated Angle's team. Guerrero, along with Booker T and The Undertaker, then challenged JBL for a WWE Championship rematch.
Oh.
So a four-way. Along the way, Guerrero found a partner in Booker T. At Armageddon, Guerrero and Booker's initial teamwork broke away, and the match ended with JBL pinning Booker following the clothesline from hell.
Yeah, that was.
Afterwards, Guerrero and Booker briefly and unsuccessfully attempted to win the WWE Tag Team Championships.
Oh, poor Booker. At the Royal Rumble, Guerrero entered the Royal Rumble match number 1 out of 30 men, and he lasted 28 minutes and 11 seconds before being eliminated by Edge. In a skit before the Royal Rumble match, he drew his number the same time Ric Flair drew his. In an attempt to get a better draw, Guerrero switched his number with Flair's and stole Flair's wallet in the process. Theodore Long made him return both items before the match. Flair would enter at number 30. At No Way Out, Guerrero...
Why would...
1 in 30.
Oh, okay.
Guerrero teamed up with longtime friend and sometimes rival Rey Mysterio at No Way Out, and they defeated the Basham Bros to win his final tag team championship.
Final title ever.
Right. And this would be his 4th time winning the tag team. And he did this with Rey Mysterio, and this is Mysterio's 3rd reign as tag team champion.
Yeah, many expected the new champions to defend their title at WrestleMania 21, but after encouragement from Chavo, Guerrero challenged Mysterio to a one-on-one match instead so they could bring the house down.
Oh.
The two wrestled a match at WrestleMania with Mysterio getting the win.
I bet it was a good match.
Although visibly frustrated, Guerrero congratulated his partner.
You got to.
After several mishaps in the weeks following WrestleMania, the growing tension between Guerrero and Mysterio finally erupted when they lost the tag team championships to the new team M&M, who was Johnny Nitro and Joey Mercury.
Right.
On the April 21st episode of SmackDown. Although the next week they received a rematch to regain it, Guerrero abandoned Mysterio, whom he had considered his family earlier in the show, costing them a match.
Oh. Well, what are you going to do, right? At the end of the 5th of May episode of SmackDown, he saved Mysterio from an attack by Chavo and Eminem before attacking Mysterio, leaving him bruised and bloody after suplexing him onto a set of steel steps. He turned heel again in the process. Guerrero then adopted a new, brooding gimmick. During this time, he also stopped driving his lowriders down the ring and walked to the ring slowly with a frown on his face. Gained a new theme, which was a darker mix of lie, steat, and cheel. Lie, cheat, and steal.
You said steat, too.
And he started using his other finishing move, the lasso from El Paso. And he did that more often than his frog splasher. Judgment Day. Guerrero lost to Mysterio by disqualification after hitting Mysterio with a chariot.
June 30th episode of SmackDown, Guerrero threatened to reveal a secret about Mysterio and his son Dominic.
Oh no, who's your daddy?
Right, the storyline grew to involve the families of both men, with both sides pleading for Guerrero not to reveal the secret.
Oh shit.
Mysterio defeated Guerrero once again at the Great American Bash, a match that had a stipulation that if Guerrero lost, he would not tell the secret.
Aw.
Yet Guerrero revealed the secret anyway on the following episode of SmackDown,
Yep.
telling Dominic and the audience that Guerrero was his real father.
Oh no.
In the following weeks, Guerrero revealed the details of the secret in a series of what he called Eddie's bedtime stories. Who's your poppy?
Yeah, who's your poppy? During that very time, he now had a dark, comical gimmick.
He did.
He claimed that he had a child out of wedlock, which was Dominic, while his marriage was going through hard times. He claimed he then allowed Mysterio and his wife, who were having trouble conceiving, to adopt this very child as their very own. Mm-hmm. At the pay-per-view SummerSlam, Guerrero lost a ladder match over Dominic's custody to Mysterio. On the 9th of September of episode of SmackDown, their feud ended when Guerrero defeated Mysterio in a steel cage match.
Oh, jeez. Well,
Finally, I think that's his first win, isn't it?
in a while, following his feud with Mysterio, Guerrero was named #1 contender to the World Heavyweight Championship and given a title match with Batista. Ooh. Despite this, Guerrero quickly proclaimed himself to be Batista's friend.
Oh.
Batista was well aware of Guerrero's sneaky reputation, and despite eventually accepting his friendship, initially to keep an eye on him, Batista would continually play mind games with Guerrero to expose his true intentions.
No.
A series of matches with Eminem only supported Batista's suspicions that Guerrero was up to no good, as Guerrero appeared to have reverted back to his cheating ways.
Of course he did. Why wouldn't he, right? Mm-hmm. In response to Batista's suspicions, Guerrero helped Batista win a match against tag team partners JBL and Christian. Batista defeated Guerrero at No Mercy to retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in what would be Guerrero's last pay-per-view match. During the match, Guerrero struggled with a decision about whether or not to use a steel chair to secure his victory. Eventually, he opted not to, and losing as a result. He would make his entrance the following SmackDown, using his signature lowrider and old entrance theme with Batista, and turning him face once again.
Guerrero wrestled in his last match, November 11th, episode of SmackDown, defeated Mr. Kennedy by disqualification using his signature lie, cheat, and steal tactics, which allowed him to advance to the SmackDown Survivor Series team.
Fantastic.
After the match, Kennedy hit him with the steel chair. On the date of his death, a triple threat match between himself, Batista, and Randy Orton was supposed to take place to air on the following episode of SmackDown for the championship, in which Guerrero had been booked to win the title, so Batista could take time off to heal from an injured back.
Right.
But that was later denied by Batista in his own book, though.
Oh, really? Of course it was. Randy Orton, he was given Guerrero's spot in the traditional Survivor Series elimination match between Raw and SmackDown, which SmackDown would win, Orton being the sole survivor.
Good for him.
After the death of his friend Art Barr, Guerrero started to use the Frog Splash as a finisher.
We're talking about his professional wrestling style and persona now, guys.
Right. He also used to perform the Thief's He also used to perform the 3 sequential suplexes called the triad. Calling the triad the Three Amigos. He would also use a variation of the Texas Cloverleaf and call it the Lasso from El Paso. Often included in his matches, Eddie would employ what commentator Taz would refer to as the smoking gun. This was a chair, a championship, or other unauthorized item, and toss it into his opponent as the referee turned around from a distraction.
Did that a lot.
You guys go on YouTube and see the clips of that.
Right. After as the referee began assessing the issue or returning the item to its original location, Eddie would gain an advantage of some sort to win the match.
Of course.
Some matches had Eddie smack a chair on the mat and toss a chair to his opponent and lie on the ground.
Yeah.
When the referee turned around and saw the opponent had the chair, they would call disqualification, and the match would end in Eddie's favor. He hit me.
Let's take a look at other media. On 13th of March, 2004, Guerrero, which was WWE champion at this very time, along with Big Show, Trish Stratus, and Chris Jericho, made a guest appearance on Mad TV. As he and the other wrestlers, they would beat up Frank Caliendo, portraying Jay Leno, while Aries Spears, portraying the Tonight Show band leader Kevin Eubanks, watched on. I bet you that was hilarious.
Probably.
There have also been several DVDs and books released about his life and career, including Cheating Death, Stealing Life, the Eddie Guerrero story. That was in 2004. And then you had Cheating Death, Stealing Life, the Eddie Guerrero story book, released in 2005. And then you had Viva La Raza, the legacy of Eddie Guerrero. That was a DVD in 2008.
Well, additionally, the song We Lie, We Cheat, We Steal that he performed with Chavo was released on the WWE original CD.
Fantastic.
Guerrero's catchphrase during the latter part of his career with WWE was Viva La Raza, which is Spanish for Long Live the Race. In the mid parts of his career, Guerrero took the title of Latino Heat, which was also his theme song in the early 2000s. He was also featured in WWE's Best SmackDown Matches video of its 15-year Friday night span, upon the show being moved to Thursday nights on January 15, 2015.
It was.
He features in 5 of the top 15 matches, including the number 1 spot where his no disqualification bout would Edge top the list of Best SmackDown matches ever.
Well, I bet it did, right?
And then he was in a bunch of video games.
Yeah, all the wrestling video games. Anything else? Just wrestling? Yep, just wrestling.
All of them.
Every single one of them. Let's take a look at the whole personal life of Eddie Guerrero. Guerrero married to Vicky Guerrero. Everybody knows. Excuse me! Excuse me! Right? Yeah. Guerrero was married to Vicky Guerrero. Had 2 daughters with her. Shaw Marie and Sherilyn Guerrero Shaw. What?
All right.
So I'm taking it Vicky's real last name is Shaw?
I don't know.
That's weird.
It'd be weird for name their kid the first name of that, but sure.
Right. Well, Sherilyn Guerrero Shaw is a professional wrestler.
Sweet.
He also has another daughter, Kaylee Guerrero, from a previous relationship. Guerrero was close friends with fellow wrestlers Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, JBL, and Dave Bautista.
Okay.
Guerrero was a born-again Christian.
Good for him, Mom. Oh, let's take a look at his death. November 13, 2005, Guerrero was found unconscious in his hotel room at the Marriott Hotel City Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, by his nephew Chavo.
Oh, man.
In a 2020 interview for the documentary Dark Side of the Ring, Chavo explained that Eddie had passed out in the hotel room bathroom with a toothbrush in his hand and was barely clinging to life when Chavo discovered him. Eddie Guerrero was pronounced dead upon the ambulance arriving at the scene, though. He was 38 years old. An autopsy revealed that Guerrero died as a result of acute heart failure due to underlying arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease.
Ooh.
He's interred at Green Acres Memorial Park Cemetery in Scottsdale, Arizona. His funeral service was officiated by superstar Billy Graham, who also has a burial plot near Guerrero.
No shit. Didn't he just die, too?
He did. Well, recently.
Episodes of Raw, November 14th, 2005, and SmackDown, 18th November 2005. Both filmed November 13th, 2005. Each aired as tributes to Guerrero. All storylines were put on hold. No WWE employees were forced to perform, although several matches took place, including one featuring Chavo. This is what Eddie would have wanted. Raw started with all the wrestlers and numerous backstage personnel on stage. Vince McMahon addressed the live crowd before finishing with a 10-bell salute. Addition to the Raw and SmackDown tribute shows, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, which is TNA, when Impact, now TNA again, dedicated the pay-per-view Genesis, which aired on the evening of his death, to Guerrero, while Ring of Honor Wrestling named their next show Night of Tribute. Look at these guys.
Ohio Valley Wrestling, which OVW, which was WWE's then developmental territory, also paid tribute to Guerrero on their television taping following his death. Many of the wrestlers there wore armbands with EG on them.
Nice.
Eventually, other wrestlers, primarily his nephew Chavo and friends Mysterio and Christian Cage, didn't say that what he was friends with up in there, did it?
Right.
Paid tribute to him in their matches by using the Frog Splash, Guerrero's finisher. Combat Zone Wrestling also paid tribute to Guerrero with a 10-bell salute during one of their cards.
Oh, nice.
Wrestlers CM Punk and Rey Mysterio dedicated some of their matches to Guerrero. The Three Doors Down song, Here Without You, was used as a tribute song for Guerrero, as was Johnny Cash's Hurt.
No shit. Wow. Take a look at Eddie Guerrero's legacy. He's regarded as one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time.
All time.
In a poll of the WWE roster, he was ranked number 11th greatest professional wrestler of all time.
He was a wrestler. He's a
wrestler.
He's a permanent wrestler.
Yeah, Ric Flair ranked Guerrero as one of his top 10 opponents.
Oh, good for him.
Chris Jericho said he was the best performer in the world when he was on, quote unquote. Kurt Angle, he named Eddie as the second greatest professional wrestler of all time behind Shawn Michaels. And he had this to say: Eddie could have been the absolute greatest of all time because when I wrestled, he was still in that top 3 we were talking about. So Eddie had it all. He was so entertaining, but he also had all the technique. He was such a great wrestler, and he got it. He got finishes. He knew how to structure them.
All right.
Great. He also named Eddie Guerrero as one of the most beloved and accomplished.
Well, he didn't, but
we did.
but
We did. WWE named Guerrero as one of the most beloved and accomplished WWE superstars of all time. One of the best technical wrestlers ever. And the 5th greatest performer in the history of the company's SmackDown brand. And who's the top 5?
Wow.
Gotta be Undertaker, Edge, and Batista. And somebody else.
Sure. Awesome. Good for them.
My daddy.
All right. Well, that was it. That was the life and times of the artist formerly known as Eddie Guerrero. I mean,
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Poor guy.
if you're a wrestling fan, you knew it all. But if not, now you know.
And there's obviously more to his story.
Like,
I'm sure there's a lot more out there.
yeah, a lot more. Oh, he had a feud with him, and who gives a shit?
Or his real life story.
Yeah, is there though? His life was wrestling, essay.
Yeah, that's what he did, Holmes.
His life was wrestling, essay. That's going to do it for us in this episode of According to Wikipedia. Next week, we'll take a look at Crystal Knot. Who? Which is the Night of Broken Glass, which is also called the November Pogroms, which the Nazis went along the streets and busted out the windows of Jewish establishments on the 9th and 10th of November, 1938. Everybody knows what Crystal Knot is. Except for this guy sitting to the right of me, apparently. Never heard of it in his life. Wow.
I'm sure he have.
Wow. Well, we'll take a look at that next week. And then in the meantime, go check out our YouTube at Bang Dang Network. Give a subscription, full episodes, clips, shorts, and YouTube exclusive Dart League, as well as if you're listening on podcast, Apple or Spotify, give us a review. And check out our Outlaws and Gunslingers podcast, as well as our Civil War podcast and others. We'll be back next week for more According to Wikipedia. Mother is going to be
Bang, dang.